I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Let's now progress on to the topic of pitch. And so we can see that as the music steps up this ladder system, going line, space, line, space, line, space, the pitch gets higher and we can be exactly sure which note it is that we want to play. We know exactly how much higher or how much lower we need to go. And there are various clefs which represent different notes. So we're going to first of all start with the treble clef, which is, I think, the prettiest symbol in music theory and music. And so first of all, let's just take a moment to draw the treble clef. So grab a piece of manuscript paper, and then the treble clef is also sometimes known as the G clef. I think that dates back to sort of medieval times where music floated around the stave a bit more, and so it represented your starting point. However, it sort of centres around the G line, which is this second line, as we'll come to discover. And so I find it easy to just sort of give a little blob to start on that line, really, and then you sort of hook around in a clockwise direction, round and round like a jam roly-poly. Keep going round until we get to about here, just past the middle line, and then we hook over, not too far, loop the loop, and straight down like an umbrella. You can finish it with a little blob on the end if you like. Takes a little bit of practice, but I remember I used to sit and draw these and colour these in for hours on hours. I think they're the prettiest things. So one more go. Start on the centre line, round and round we go. Keep going round, hook over, loop the loop, and down like an umbrella. A bit bigger that one is. So that's the treble clef. And so that is for instruments that are high in range. So for example, if you were playing the flute or the oboe, the descant recorder, the alto recorder, the violin, all those instruments that play high pitch. In the piano, if you're playing piano, usually you would expect to play notes in the treble clef with the right hand, and it would usually be the top stave of the piano music. And so we can see that the notes step up this ladder system here. Now, of course, this is only a small proportion of the notes in the treble clef. Otherwise it wouldn't be very great note range, would it? We can then extend past this system here, which is called the stave. These 5 lines are called the stave, and we could use these extension rungs, keep going up and up and up, or down and down and down. And these extension rungs are called ledger lines. And the reason that we have the different clefs is, imagine we just kept getting lower and lower and lower. There'd be way too many ledger lines. It'd be far too tricky to read. And so we move into the bass clef once we start getting too low. And so these are the notes of the treble clef for the most part on this stave, and then we can extend them more and more as we need to. Now, of course, on this exercise, on this page, you can just glance here and double check your notes, but it's as good an idea now to start learning them straight away. And you can see at the bottom of the page, they've already given you one little clue to remember. The notes in the spaces spell face, F-A-C-E, so F, F-A, F-A-C, F-A-C-E. So that helps you to remember the spaces notes. And the line notes, if we look at those, so bottom line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line. They go E, G, B, D, F, E, G, B, D, F. The old-fashioned little rhyme, as it were, was every good boy deserves football. You could say every green bus drives fast. Whatever it is that helps you to remember those notes. Every good boy deserves football seems to be the sort of standard old-fashioned one that most people know, but you can make your own up, of course. So by all means, you can check your notes glancing to the top of this page, but then also do start to learn them, because although it makes it tricky to begin with, you'll learn it much more thoroughly, and then you won't be dependent upon keep popping back, and that makes you super exam ready, doesn't it? So, before we get quite entrenched into the actual notes though, we just need sort of to generally think about which is higher and which is lower, and we know that the notes step up and down. So as they step up, they get higher. As they step down, they get lower. So we can see that this note is higher, just visually, than this note. Here, we can see that this note is higher than this note. We need to tick the highest, so we'll be ticking this one. We can see at a glance that this one is one step higher, so that's the higher of the two. And again, this one is one step. We're going from line to space, that's next door notes. That's the highest there. And now we've got a little bit of naming the notes to do. So of course we can glance up at this little reference here, or let's just start to learn them off by heart as soon as we can. So we know that the spaces spell face. Here we have that there. And we know that the lines are every good boy deserves football. So then, every good, so that would be G. The spaces spell face, so F-A-C. One point to remember actually is when you're writing the letter names for notes, it's standard practice to always use capital letters. So just get used to writing capital letters. So we're back onto the lines, so every good boy. Oh, a bit hard on my pencil there. There we go. Spaces, F-A-C-E. And now here we've got a bit of thinking to do. And so if this bottom line is E, one step below E is D. It doesn't quite come into the poem, does it? So we've just got to extend our thinking past that. So that's D there. So we can see next door notes go line, space. If the line is E, the next one down is the space D. There we go. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.